Good day and welcome. I'm grateful to be able to share this practice of therapeutic and restorative yoga with you today. If you have a bolster or two, that would be great. Also a block. Or if you have just a couple pillows or a few pillows and a block or anything that lifts your head a bit, supports your spine, and supports your legs. So you could have something under each knee with feet together, knees wide, or you could have something going across under both knees, feet together, knees wide, a little more mellow for a passive opening here, and a grounding of your femurs into the low back to release the low back. And then we'll roll the palms open so the shoulders roll open, letting our forehead be a little higher than the chin. It's going to invite the nervous system to relax. So take a moment to set yourself up. Move slowly. Take your time. We'll be here for a bit, just dropping into this supported shape and any variation of it. You can do it with things at home, stuffed animals, blanket rolls, mat rolls, pillows, blocks, big books, all sorts of things. Get creative. Create yourself a throne, if you will. We're going to begin and end in this way. And really feel the support of the earth beneath you. Allow your muscles and bones to get heavy, soft, relaxed. Really feel that you are held by the earth. Your body as part of this earth, remembering its innate, abundant, healing nature. Its innately whole, perfect, and beautiful self. Landing into steady, blessed embodiment. Bring your awareness to the crown of your head, and if you will, imagine like warm, soft, gently running water just pouring down over the crown of your head, washing down the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms. A warm, gentle melting of any tension around the eyes, the jaw, the tongue, the neck, the chest, the spine, the organs, the hips. And just continue to scan down the length of your body, imagining a gentle warmth, a softening, like water flowing over you, through you, washing away any tension or busyness. Breath by breath, as much as you can in the nose. And out your mouth, letting go. Land more fully with each breath, here, now, present, for yourself, for your practice. As I record this today, we are headed into the Equinox, official turning tonight. Nonetheless, here we are in autumnal equinox. The perfect balance today of the length of the day and night, equal lengths. And so we play today with balance, with equilibrium, with seeing and embracing the entirety of our being and experience, sensing the dark, the unknown, the mystery, the places that we may feel lost or struggle. At the same time, sensing the light, the known, the welcoming, the clarity, the places that we might see quite fully and clearly and be in celebration of that or yet struggle with that. So often in our practice, we'll notice that when we have a great opening or awakening, when light shines on something, it feels like a realization, like we have completed something, and another door opens. There is yet another mystery. Inviting that light of awareness will continue to reveal the things that we have left untended, unseen, the things that lie there waiting in the darkness, holding our power, our strength, our healing. So I invite you today into clear seeing, into welcoming the beauty of the pause of the darkness, into welcoming the beauty of the energizing, the outward moving, the clear seeing, the full embrace of all that you are, known and unknown. Masculine and feminine, yin and yang, outward moving, energetic, inward turning, reflective, and those in between places, the full spectrum of all of these things, not being binary things, but just points that we mark or refer to along a continuum or a circle of being. This in yoga is often meditated on by way of the breath. The breath is seen in a 4 seasons cycle as we inhale the spring, the pause at the top, the summer, and that point, the turning between the summer into the autumn, with the exhale is the autumn. So that point there, that center point, is the Vishuvat, the third eye center, that pivotal point, that turning from light to dark. And of course, we know it's not all light one day and dark the next day. So, therein again, that non binary embrace of all that is, our own light and darkness, our own in between, our own ambivalence and ambiguousness, the curiosity, the wonder. May we open to all of that today and find therein our equilibrium. So, if you will, with the breath, bringing in this focus, exhaling the autumn, pausing at the bottom, the solstice there, the winter solstice, the winter and the hold out, the breathing back in the spring, that pause at the top, the summer and the fullness, and that turning point just before summer turns to autumn, the Vishuvat, the Equinox, the third eye center. May we see clearly here the light and dark of ourselves, all of it, all the gradients. Breath practice, if you will, following your breath to exhale for a count of about 5 or 6. Pause in the emptiness for about 5 or 6. Breathe in at your own pace, please, that same length, about 5 or 6. And hold at the top, 5 or 6. That turning there, the equinox, Vishuat, breathing out the autumn, pausing at the bottom, the winter, welcoming spring. Pay special attention today to that third eye point, that clear seeing and knowing beyond words, beyond the labeling and categorizing that humans tend to do, into the opening of the pratibha, inspiration, intuition, clear seeing beyond words. You could continue with a count or create a mantra about the length of a count. I am at ease, accepting all of life. I am curious, investigating my part. I am vibrant with love and revolution. Whatever it is for you, I am embracing the fullness of all of it. Breathe your yes, your I am. Ideally, something that confirms your resilience, your ability to hold all of it, the pain and the challenge, the pleasure and the blessings. Breath in the nose, breath out the mouth. Soft jaw, soft tongue. I am so hung, hung sa. 4 more cycles. Sutra 80 from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. That space is bad. This space is good. The ride is rough or the going is smooth. We are thrown by our mind, by these identifications or stories of, into suffering. We are thrown by the same into joy. Beloved soulmate, find the space in the center, the shimmering spaciousness encompassing all opposites. Here, the essences of creation are at play: earth, water, fire, air, and space, and the senses that perceive these. The center is our dancing ground. So let us move today to strengthen and expand that center. We'll stay on the earth for a little bit. When you're ready, deepen and lengthen the breath, breathing in your mantra, your yes, your center, the full embrace of all of it. And when you're ready, you'll gently roll to one side and just move your props aside for now, except for one block, firm pillow or rolled towel or blanket or something. Take your time. When you're ready to, we're going to come to lie down And you'll bring the block or your firm support between your upper inner thighs. So the short, narrow end is facing you, like so, this end. Yeah, good. And then we'll squeeze onto that block, elbows at the sides. Press into the elbows and squeeze your shoulders on the back. Puff up your chest. Lift your chin and press into the center back of the head. Have your heels right in line with your knees and your middle toes in line with your heels so that the feet are straight and knees and hips are in alignment. Press into the elbows, squeeze the shoulders on the back, puff up the chest. Inhale, really puff up the chest. As you exhale, pull your lower ribs down. Next, inhale, push into your heels, lift your hips, lower back, middle back, upper back, lift your chest, lift your chin. At the top, squeeze your shoulders onto the back even more. So you want to have the pressure in the center back of your head, right behind your upper ears. Next, exhale, ripple back down, upper back, middle back, lower back, hips, and sacrum. So really try to keep that alignment of the head, center back of the head, right behind the upper ears, presses in. Next, inhale again, press into the heels, lift hips, lower back, middle back, upper back, chest, chin. Keep chin and chest lifted. Exhale, ripple down, upper back, middle back, lower back, hips. Let's do one more wave of breath with the arms in this way. Inhaling to ripple up, up, up. Exhaling to articulate back down. Next inhale, arms straight up above the shoulders, palms facing each other, and then pull the shoulders strongly onto the back. Really plug those heads of the humerus in, the scapula press into the earth. Notice that as you really plug in, low ribs might pop up. Pull them down. Next inhale, push into your feet, lift hips, lower back, middle back, pull the shoulders down, plug those arm bones in, lift your chest, lift your chin. Again, keep that lift of chin and chest and ripple the spine down. Obviously, the chest is going to lower some. And we'll play with that. Two more. Root down to rise up. Inhale, squeeze your block. Exhale, rippling down. Following the waves of breath all the way up, all the way down, and every little bit of that in between. Hugging to center. Next time that you come down, we're going to move the arms up overhead on the floor and pull your shoulder blades down the back. Really plug those scapula in and palms face each other. Root the scaps. Again, notice as you plug in, those low ribs might lift up. That's always the most flexible part, trying to give us the space there. Let's let the shoulders do some work. Pull those low ribs down. Next, inhale. Again, press into your heels. Lift the lower back. Middle, upper, chin. Stay up in this one or pulse up and down. If you'd like to, I like to encourage a little side to side stretch here. So invite you to reach through that right knee, reach through the right hand. Inhale and stretch it out, and then exhale through center. Inhale, reach through that left knee, reach through the left hand. Keep the chin lifting so the cervical curve stays strong. And side to side, a couple more breaths. Stretch out long that front body line. As you inhale and you exhale, transition. Inhale there as you exhale, ripple back down, float your hands down and ripple back up. Inhale, interlace the hands behind you or squeeze onto the sides of your mat. Lift your chin and press into the center back of the head. Squeeze the shoulders, lift the chest. And breathe wide across the wings of your heart here. Big breaths in the nose. Out the mouth. Few more. Last big inhale. As you exhale, ripple on down to the earth And take your block so it's standing on end and bring your legs so that the knees are directly above the hips and the heels are directly out from the knees. So we're going to make a 90-degree shape with the legs, and then we're going to roll the legs over to one side and stand your block behind your sacrum. And we're going to use that block here like an alarm system. So it's not required, but it can be helpful. So we're going to do that to keep the knees very connected. So we want the knees to stay stacked. If that top knee pulls back, then the SI joint is going askew. We want it to stay really level and connected for this practice so the rotation comes through center. I'm going to switch sides so now that you've seen the back, if you need to see the front, here's that. So we're going to have the knees straight out from the hips, heels straight down from the knees. That block is supporting behind your sacrum, bottom hand straight out from the shoulder, top hand on top of that bottom hand. So we're going to get into neck shoulder here. Legs are resting on the earth, unless you need to. They're resting on a pillow or something, that's fine. See what you need there. And take your top hand and reach past your bottom hand and then pull back, pressing into the palm. We're going to trace along that inner arm with a little pressure in your fingers there. This is your inhale, tracing along your chest, and then open that arm out to the side. As you exhale, curl your hand back, trace along your chest, and back out along the arm. Reach out past, you get a little neck shoulder stretch there, and then as you inhale, pull back, pressing into the hand. Forearm, upper arm, across the chest, inhaling, open, open, open. And exhale, cross body, coming back. So we're going to do a shorter variation of this time. If you've done this with me, sometimes we'll do it for quite a while. A couple minutes in each of the variations can be very soothing. We're just going to do about a minute or so. So we're going to do about 3 more breaths here. Inhaling, rolling open, keeping those knees connected. Exhaling, curling it back close. 2 more. And the next time that you come back, we're going to take, like you're taking a piece of chalk, and draw a big rainbow overhead. Trace your fingers on the earth overhead as much as you can, keeping them connected or thinking about that the whole time as you draw a big rainbow all the way open to your other side, shoulder height or thereabouts, and then draw that rainbow back. So just rainbow overhead. Inhaling, open. Keeping the knees connected. Exhale as you come back. Move with your breath. 5 more. One more breath cycle. And then switch your body around. And second side. Again, using that block to support you. Keep the knees as stacked as you can. Bottom arm straight out from the shoulder, palm up, and top hand reaches past that bottom hand at first, and then pulls back with some pressure. Press into hand, arm, all the way across the chest, opening, opening, big inhale. As you exhale, come on back. And play with that breath there. Play with your mantra, inhaling, opening. Yes, I am. And then that Vishuvat, that point at the top in third eye center, see it. And exhale into the autumn, rolling back. Move with your breath. 4 more. And take your time. Once you're done those, again, drawing that rainbow overhead, grab your chalk there and keep the fingers as connected to the earth as you can. Rolling open. Inhale. Rolling closed as you exhale. Five more with your mantra, all the colors of the rainbow. 7 here. Last 2 breaths in this way. And take your time. As you come back, press into your hands and drape on up to your hands and knees. Move your props aside. And on hands and knees, spread the fingers wide underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. Strongly pull the hands and knees towards one another. Exhale your breath out here with a very strong core. And next inhale, keep that pull, hands and knees towards one another. Lift your tail, lift your crown. Open at the top of the inhale, pause, Vishuvat, third eye center. Maybe even turning the eyes up. Breathe your intention or hold your intention. As you exhale, curling in into the autumn, diving into the dark, rounding in. Take your time, follow your breath. Inhale, pull back, breath through the nose, pausing in that Vishuvat, looking up, third eye center, and then exhale and dive into the dark. That dive could have some lion's breath in it. You're opening again the stretch of your eyes, maybe the lift of the tongue towards third eye center. Pull those shoulders down the back. Pause in the fullness as you exhale, curling round, squeeze the breath out, diving into the dark. Pause in the emptiness. Let your breath lead. 4 more. And let's play with some turning. Bring your left hand beneath the center of the chest. Inhale, open your right hand, face chest to the sky. As you exhale, we're going to swoop that right arm underneath the left armpit. Walk over as far as you can. I'm going to switch sides for your view. Reach that arm over as far as you can and shift forward so the hips are right over the knees. You're reaching over, that palm is up, and push into your front hand to work the top shoulder and the back. You could stay right here, press into the back of the bottom hand so you get more opening behind the scapula. Options, you could take that top hand and again walk more rainbows over your head and give a little pull and roll open deeper into the twist. Stay there or swoop that top arm around. Maybe hold your other inner thigh. Use that to roll the shoulder on the back. Ribs over hips, rolling as far as you can onto the back of that head and shoulder, breathing that neck shoulder release there. Last breath or so here. And take your time when you're ready. Unwind, press into that top hand, come on out. And you can just roll the shoulders there, pressing into the hands. Options, also roll or wag hips and head side to side. Or roll all the way through, full circle. And then second side, we're going to reach that opposite arm up and open, looking to the sky. And then exhale, swoop it on through beneath that bottom armpit, over as far as you can. And get the hips over the knees. That bottom hand palm up, straight out. Top hand pushes in and roll open there. Or walk that hand up overhead and draw yourself deeper, melting into the back of that head and shoulder, hips over knees, breathing the spiral of your spine, breathing that opening behind the bottom shoulder, maybe neck connection. Press into the back of that bottom hand. Breathful here, or if you did on the other side, arm option, you can swoop that top arm around, hold your inner thigh or thereabouts, and use that to turn open more. Send the breath into those sticky spots, a few more. And then unwind, press into the earth, come back up all fours. And again, we'll just roll the shoulders out there, bounce off the earth, draw some circles with your shoulders, and switch direction. And a little bit more for neck and shoulders here, circling. Ear, shoulder, rib, hip together, open. Ear, shoulder, rib, hip together, close. Full circle. Roll the head, roll the hips. Move with your breath. At the bottom, switch directions. And last little bit here on the floor for neck and shoulders. Turn your toes under, toe pads on the floor, and stretch back. Tuck your chin a whole lot and really bring the crown of the head to the floor. Hold your ankles or your heels and lift your hips, holding the ankles or heels as strongly as you can. Lift your hips strongly and get that tractioning of the length of the whole spine between the shoulder blades. Hold and lift. Press into the crown of the head. Make the neck strong here. And then release the heels. Let the hips come back to the heels. Interlace your hands on your sacrum. Squeeze the palms together and lift the clasp of the hands to the sky. Squeeze the shoulders together and come back to the crown of the head, directly above the ears. You might walk the knees back so they're just underneath the hips. And pull on that clasp of the hands, elbows bent. Squeeze the shoulders together. Use like the pull of the hands like you're trying to break them apart to work the shoulders together more. Press into the head again, kind of bouncing off gravity like Tadasana for your neck. Squeeze palms, lift hands up to the sky, shoulders squeeze, lift up to the sky, and then overhead as much as you can. And play with that a few more breaths. Maybe squeeze, pulse, lift up and over. Squeeze, pulse up and over. And then keep the toes under, toe pads on the floor, and pull back from the hands, roll up to sit on your heels. And weight back into the heels, tailbone down. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, lion's breath, tongue to chin, eyes to sky, stretch it out. Stretch your jaw and your eyes as much as you can. Squeeze the bottom tips of the lungs. Empty out. I'll do 3 more. Big, strong, cleansing breaths. And once you're done, come on out to your hands and knees. Give your toes a little love tap out there. And let's move back into ultimately, we're moving into a forward fold. So if down dog is not for you, then skip it. Find your way to a forward fold. Otherwise, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, claw fingers, spread them wide. Toes under, inhale, soft heart. Exhale, pull back from the core, down dog. In down dog, you can bend the knees deep with your exhale and inhale, straighten the legs. Pulse that. Let's go 4 more breaths here. Bending the knees deep. This could also be in a forward fold or tuck squat kind of thing. Bending and straightening with your breath. 2 more breaths. And then with knees bent as much as you need, walk your hands back towards your feet or your feet towards the hands. Come into a forward fold and interlace your hands at the base of your skull. So the thumbs are trailing along the neck and the hands are clasped at the base of the skull. Hug the head with your forearms and use the weight of the arms and draw your head long towards the earth. Bend the knees as much as you need and keep the muscular action in the legs very strong. Lift and spread your toes. Hug the earth with your feet. Lift your arches, lift your kneecaps, lift your quadriceps. Straighten your legs as much as you can. Bend them as much as you need. Maybe pulse in and out. A few more breaths here. Giving your head a little hug with your arms. Breath in the nose. And keep the head and the arms as heavy as you can. Again, hugging the earth actively with your feet. Next inhale, lift arches, lift kneecaps, lift quadriceps, lift navel, and 1 vertebra at a time. A couple more breaths. Stack up your spine. Root to rise, rolling on up to the top. And at the top, we'll hold the head for a moment and press your head back into your hands, elbows wide, and pick the head up out of the shoulders and pick the ribs up out of the diaphragm. Squeeze the elbows wide, shoulder blades together on the back, and keep that lift as you bend into your knees. Mind that your middle knees and toes are equidistant, sink low. Inhale and lift up, press into a little back bend. Exhale, bend the knees, keep the spine lifted, neck long. If you'd like, you could stretch the arms up as you sink the seat low. Really think about lengthening your spine in both directions. Next inhale, press and reach up. And exhale, sink in. Mind that again, knees, middle toes are equidistant. Seat low, arms up, shoulders relax, back of the neck long. Follow your breath. 1 more like that. Exhale low. Inhale up. And exhale, arms down. Inhale, open wide. Next time you come to the top, exhale, arms down, and inhale, gather up. And exhale, center and focus, hands to the heart, drawing into that midline, feeling into your plumb line, your equilibrium, your steady center. Breathe your center. Lift and spread the toes, and then pulse forward into the toes, landing them. Lift your heels. Pulse back into your heels, lifting your toes. Couple more like that. Feeling into that center line, press into your palms. Lift pelvic floor, navel. Feel that engagement into center, even as we rock in and out of it here a bit. And then neutralize center. We're going to rock into the outside the right foot, inner left foot, outside the left foot. So a little rock side to side, but keeping that plumb line. So we're not sway rocking, but we're looking to keep strong, steady center as we weight into one foot. Maybe begin to lift the other foot up. Weight into the other foot. Good. And we're going to begin to add the arms. So weighting into one foot, maybe the arms rise up, maybe go a little bigger. Come on back to center. Opening to wherever your breathful edge is. And exhale, back to center. Couple more. One more on the right side, or finishing up as you need, so you're even on both sides. Back to center. Inhale, picking the right leg up. Exhale, pushing right leg out. Inhale, exhale. Second side, pouring weight into right foot, lifting left knee up, pressing it out, pulling it back, landing. Let's play with that. Couple more. Let's do one more each side. And now, a little different, maybe more or less challenging. Let's see how it is. Pour into the left leg, lift right leg up again, and press it back. Really keep that hug to center so your core is engaged. Touch down to the earth as needed, or stay floating if you want more of a challenge. Inhale, pick the leg up. Exhale, press it back. Keep that core strength. Hands could be on a prop or wall, or hands could be like a corset, holding your ribs and hips connected, supporting your hips, or flying, more of a challenge. As I wobble out of that, last couple breaths. Pause in center. Going for the burn. A little gentle, gentle burn. Feel your feet. Exhale, ground. Inhale, gather up. Exhale, find your center. Hug into that center, pressing into the hands, shoulders wide. Hug into that center, lifting pelvic floor, lifting the core. Pour in without leaning in. And inhale, lift. Second side, right knee up, left knee up. And press back to wherever your edge is. Reset on the earth or float through. Four more. Finding that visual, that pause in fullness at the top. Using that exhale to engage the core, that hug to center to stabilize you. Last two breaths. And landing. Shake out as needed, find your center. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, gather up. Exhale, center and focus in. We'll stand wide on the mat now. So you're going to turn heels in, toes out. And as you sink in, bend the knees, press your thighs, and make sure knees and toes are pointing the same direction. Inhale, come on back up, and exhale, sinking in. With your breath. You could stay and play with that. You could sit on the edge of a bed or couch or something, anything, I suppose, and with the legs wide in this way. So sitting or standing now, let's bring the hands to the thighs above the knees, fingers pointed down. Press your thighs wide, move your seat back and your lower back in. Inhale your spine long, 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 and let's play with the turning. Vishivat at the top. Exhale, rotating, turning into the autumn, looking over that right shoulder as you press the left thigh away, pull your navel back, squeeze the breath out. Follow your breath to inhale back to center, pause. Exhale, press and spiral. Really let the shoulder you're moving away from get a nice stretch there. Follow your breath. One more each side. Take your time when you're ready. Open back in center. Devyasana, nice symmetrical pose there. This pause in the Vishuvat. Inhale and stretch it out. Superstar. Parallel feet. Arms out, feet parallel. Squeeze to center. Hug into your core. Breathe and repeat your yes, I am. Last big inhale here. As you exhale, bend the right knee and pivot. Right knee and toes to the right. And let's bring that elbow to your thigh there and press that thigh wide and roll open. This can also be done on a chair as needed. You could put this thigh, a front thigh, on a chair, back leg stretches back, and then reach from the outside of that back foot through your fingertips. Long, long side body breath. Sink deep into that front knee right over the ankle and breathe your side body there. Stay with that, or you could go arm vinyasa here, a little more movement for neck and shoulders. Getting that inhale as you stretch long each time. So you're really bringing the breath into the side bodies here, which are usually in the dark. So seeing in the dark, part of our practice. Last time, full circle. And one more time around, we're going to let it pull us back up. Straighten that leg as you come up. Parallel the feet. Hug into center. Pause here in center. Breathing that balance, equilibrium, your expansive center, paying attention to the pause, the third eye, the wisdom of your body mind. Next, exhale, bend the left knee, pivot, bend into that knee, and sink in, bringing the elbow to the thigh. Press into that thigh, lift from the navel of the heart, and spiral open. The front knee deep as much as you can right over that ankle. Again, that thigh could be on a chair. Push into the outside of that back foot and reach the top fingers from the outside of the back foot overhead towards the crown of your head and way, way overhead. Getting that lateral line. Yeah, keep going. That side body line as long as you can from the outside of the foot through your fingers. Bright line of energy. Breathe it. Stay there, or inhale, open, arm, face, chest. Exhale, reach away, heavy bottom ear. Get that neck, shoulder release. Follow your breath. pulling the breath into the bottom tip of that lung, scooping out any stagnancy there. A little autumn cleaning here. Last 2 breaths. Last full circle. Next inhale swoops you back up. Parallel feet. Big bright breath here. And exhale, float the arms down, interlace the hands behind you, or just press your hands into the sacrum, squeeze your elbows and shoulders onto the back, puff up your chest. Really hug the feet to the earth, lifting the arches, and spin your thighs back as you reach the heart forward. You can keep the arms clasped, or if you need to, please use your hands on a block or furniture or the floor to support yourself. If you've got the clasp of the hands, pull on it a bit and work the shoulders together. Relax your neck. Imagine you're just kind of milking any tension out of your neck and shoulders here. Squeeze shoulders, roll the head around. You could hold your legs also, or the earth behind you. Forward folding, little breath here as we dive into the dark. Little breath practice here, that is. So long, slow breaths in the nose. Feeling that fullness of our weird summer we just had. And this pause here as we sense the turning of the seasons in this turning time, in this rebirthing of the world. What will we take with us? What will we leave behind to decay and become compost for what we're choosing to grow into the new? Last couple breaths here. Relax the neck. Hug the muscles to the bones so you don't get dizzy in the forward fold. Strong legs, activated energetically, muscularly. Please stay there as you like, or walk your hands out, walk your feet in, and very slowly come back to the earth, back to our original setup. I told you we'd begin and end in the same way. So giving yourself a symmetrical, supported pose on the earth. And so something under your head that holds your forehead a little higher than your chin. And then either a bolster or a couple pillows or a couple blocks underneath your knees. So feet together, knees wide, going for this symmetry of a pose here, and supporting the thighs in this way. And let the palms fall open to let the shoulders fall open. Or if you prefer for more grounding, you can rest the hands on the body. You can even wrap around and hold your shoulders. Or put some blankets or pillows on you to give a little weight on the body. So if you let the palms fall open here with the spine supported, heart lifted, you'll get a nice passive stretch again into the front of the shoulders. So take your time setting yourself up. Once you found your final resting shape, inhale and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your muscles to your bones. Gather up any tension and hold it, and exhale, melt, melt, melt it, let go. Again, if there is any residual tension or busyness, inhale, gather it up, squeeze, 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 and exhale, melt, 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 let go. And take this pause again to return to breath awareness. Exhale the breath out for a count of 5 or 6. Pause in the emptiness. Inhale to a count of 5 or 6. Pause in the fullness. Notice that point, the turning point from the fullness to the letting go, the Vishuat, the equinox. Let go of the summer. Let go of any ideas that are no longer serving you. Pause in the emptiness. Welcome the new beginnings, the smiling of this growing moon. Pause in the fullness. Vishuvat, third eye center, clear seeing. Dive into the dark, the knowing, beyond words, the being with the reflective and turning in of autumn. Continue with that breath practice with your mantra as you like, or counting the breath, taking pause to feel into that center point, the third eye center of the year today. May we open to our body wisdom, to the dark knowing, the unseen that's beyond words, that body wisdom, our instinct, our intuition, inspiration, in all the in things. Notice the tendency of the mind, as Sutra 80 invites us to. That space is bad. This space is good. The ride is rough, or the going is smooth. We are thrown into suffering. We are thrown into joy as workings of the mind about should and shouldn't, about preferences. Notice where we can open more to embrace all of it, to find the pleasure in the challenge, the awakening in the pain, the aliveness in the sadness. Beloved, find the space in the center, the shimmering spaciousness that encompasses all opposites. Here, the essences of creation are at play. Earth, water, fire, air, and space, and the senses that perceive them. The center is our dancing ground. Allow yourself to melt into spaciousness and receptivity here. Allow yourself to see in the dark, to hear and know with the knowing beyond words, and rest in a resting place or meditation as long as you're able. Open to the knowing, seeing in the dark, embracing your fullness. Stay resting as long as you like.